welcome back. This video has having a hard time getting this one out because I'm trying to keep it short. I have a lot to say. I'm going to be talking about the issue I had with the Age of Darkness rulebook and the Liber Hereticus book for Horus Heresy. A few weeks ago, I posted a video where I said they were starting to fall apart, especially the rulebook, and that I was going to contact Games Workshop because I was hearing other people having this issue, showing pictures of their books that were damaged, and that this was just actually a real problem, so that I wasn't worried I had done something. I'd been very careful with my books. They hadn't been traveling around. They were just in my house until like literally a day or so before or after that video went up. That was the first time it left my house, went out for one game, and then was put away again at my house. This is not like some old book that I've been kicking around with, like my, my Empire Codex or Army book that I've had for 12 years for fantasy, or my third edition Imperial Guard codexes, two of which actually are even, they were used when I got them. They were secondhand. Those books are all still fine. We're talking 20-plus-year-old books, and they're fine. Still usable 100%. These ones here, they're falling apart. I'll post the link to the video so you can see what I mean. The binding was coming apart, like pages were lifting out. So I contact Games Workshop. They usually are really good about helping customers. This is the first time I've ever had a real problem. I've had other issues in the past that are fairly minor. Like, I can't help you with that, sir, because you bought the box 10 years ago and didn't open it. That's on you. That missing piece is kind of like, we don't make it anymore. Fair enough. I mean, like, I bought something I didn't use. I didn't check it, and I learned a lesson. Always check my boxes that I get, even if I'm not going to use them right away. That happened one time. And it's not a big deal. I found the piece online. I bought it. It worked out. Like a sword for some little metal guy. Somebody had the sword spare. I got the sword. It cost me an extra couple of bucks. Again, lesson learned. But this time here, they tell me, no, we aren't going to do that. Because when they first say, when they first respond to what I said, they're like, oh, yeah, for sure. Just send us the receipt. You forgot it. Because I put all the pictures in, but I forgot the receipt. You're right. I did forget the receipt. It's my fault. I wasn't thinking. Obviously, you need the receipt. You don't know where I got this book. So I send them the receipt, and it's like, oh, yeah, you bought it third party. We can't help you. And I was like, wait, what? They're like, yeah, no, you've got to contact the store you bought it from, and they are going to contact us through their trade contact, and that guy is going to send them a copy of a book, which will then get sent to you. And in my head, I'm kind of already thinking, like, Jesus, am I going to have to pay shipping to return this book? Like, these two books together are like, I don't know, whatever they weigh, like, it was like 20 pounds. They're heavy. I mean, like, 10 plus pounds, these books, gotta be combined. So, I was like, okay, well, not the best. I mean, that's pretty new. You guys usually always take care of this regardless of who I buy it from, because it's your product. It only comes from you. They only got it from you. This is a real book. I mean, this isn't some like knockoff book. I mean, it's very clearly your book. It's real. But okay, so I send an email or a message to the store, tell them what's going on, and they say, oh yeah, that's a thing. They're kind of slow answering, so give us a few days. A week passes, I get nothing back. I message them and say, hey, it's been a week. Could you give me an update? Tell me what's going on. And they say, yeah, no, we messaged, but there's been no response. That's been happening a lot lately. We can make orders, basically, is what they're telling me. Or what I gather is essentially like they can make orders, but the actual contact is kind of just like gone silent in terms of getting information. So I say, okay, well, just keep doing your thing. I mean, it's not their fault. I'm not mad at them. I'm not mad at the guy who answered the email from Games Workshop. For Games Workshop, it's not his fault. He just answers emails and tells me that there's nothing he can do. He can't do anything. He's just a guy who works there. He didn't make the policy. Some guy in Nottingham made that policy. Fair enough. So I'm waiting. Another week passes and I message them or they message me. I forget how it went. And basically like, yeah, guy's not answering. We don't know what to do. And then they find out that this person's not just answering, not just not answering. They've outright quit. Like no notice quit. So they have a new person who's contacted them to say, hey, if you got orders, send them to me now. That person just like he up and left the other day. And I'm just trying to like clear the backlog. Store tells me, we both agree, oh, okay, there's the problem. It's someone quit and now somebody's trying to fix the mess. It's going to take a few days, but it'll get worked out. Games Workshop's a reputable company. I don't agree with all the stuff they do. I get annoyed or upset with some of the stuff they do, but as far as customer service goes, they're top notch. I mean, they will take care of their customers because they know we buy a premium product at a premium price, and they need to treat it that way when it comes to dealing with the issues that arise in their production quality. Except after a week, they've still not heard anything from this person. This person's not contacting them either. And so I contact Games Workshop again and say, listen, like, this is the situation. This is what's happening. This is what happened with your people. And now I'm just sort of sitting here with books that I'm afraid to take out because I don't want them to fall apart. Because you told me I'm dealing with a store. I don't know what's going to happen if I keep using these. If these pages fall out and I send that in, are they going to recognize that I sent them something for return? Or are they going to just say, oh, well, that's not what the picture of the condition was that you sent us before? Because they knew what it looked like too. I don't have my books. I don't know, what's going to happen. I don't want to put them in a position where they can't take my book or won't take my book. Just left screwed. I also don't want to pay shipping because I'm shipping to a store. If your guys don't have information about how the shipping is going to work, they're going to charge me. They're going to tell me to pay for the shipping, possibly shipping to them and shipping the replacements back to me. They might do free shipping, but is this going to count as a threshold for free shipping? Because I didn't buy it. These are replacements. This could be $30, $40 more extra. And until I have information about all this, I don't want to even really talk about it because I don't want to pay $30, $40 in shipping. I already paid for these books and shouldn't have to pay for shipping. So I email Games Workshop once we figure out this person is not going to answer. And I tell them what's going on. And I say, like, this really isn't fair. I'm not blaming you. You just answer emails. But, like, this is nonsense. I have done everything you asked me. The store has done everything that I told them that you asked me to do. And your people aren't responding. Your people aren't doing what they're supposed to do. This isn't my fault. This isn't that store's fault. You guys, you got to do something on your end, basically, is what I'm saying. You are the customer service department. You've got to hook me up here. I told them, I don't even care if you want these books back. Like, if the policy now is I have to send them to you, just put a return label in the box and I will ship it back. I'll send them down to you. You can do whatever you want with them. I don't want extra books. I mean, I don't have room on my shelf for them, which means I'm just going to give them away. I can't sell them. They're falling apart. So I'm going to give them to somebody anyways if I have them. So you might as well have them back. You can rebind it, give it to one of your staff. You can rebind it and give it to one of your stores. You can throw it in the garbage if that's what you're going to do. Just send me my books. Nope, they're not going to send me books. You've got to follow the policy. Nothing I can do. Hands tied. And I believe the guy. I mean, he just answers emails again. It's not his fault. Somebody in Nottingham has made a poor decision on how to handle this. And it's looking really bad, in my opinion. Like, this is suddenly I'm not trusting Games Workshop. I was already annoyed with prices and sort of like slowly hitting the point where I wasn't buying anything new. And now I just don't even trust buying their new stuff because they won't back it up. They won't stand behind it. And that's something they've never done before. They've always stood behind their products. And yeah, I just tell them, like, you know what, that's not okay. this store and I, we've done everything that you asked us. Your person's not answering, and they can send all the emails they want, but if your person decides to not answer, then I never get my books. And that's not going to work for me. So I'm going to contact the Better Business Bureau, tell them what's going on, send them screenshots of my messages with the store, send them screenshots of my emails with you, or copies, whatever I was going to do. Just I was going to attach the emails anyways, and we can, see what they say. But that I'm also still trying to be reasonable. So I tell them, like, in 2 days, it's Friday. I'll give you till Friday at 5 p.m., like, end of working day for me, probably for you, close to it. And you guys have till then to get back to me with a solution. This isn't a threat. This isn't me trying to like intimidate or bully you. This is just me saying what I'm going to do. I'm going to be upfront with you. I've had enough. I'm going to contact the Better Business Bureau and see what they say. I've had luck with those guys in the past on things a lot bigger than this. This is $170 in books. I've had them go to bat for me against Samsung, and it's worked out for me. So I think, pretty confident that with everything I'm going to be able to show, they're going to take my side. They're going to tell Games Workshop, like, hey, we're going to put this negative review up unless you do this. And most companies don't want those reviews. Some will ignore it, but most companies don't want that. It's from my experience. And not personal. I've only ever used them like twice up until this point, but I've heard other people use it, and everybody kind of has the same experience. If you provide, proof of what's going on and that you're being reasonable and you don't want anything, outlandish as like compensation, you're not going to be like the one who comes out empty-handed usually, because they're going to say, okay, this person's being reasonable. It's you that's the problem. So the company needs to, fix it. And nobody responds. And I think, okay, well, they're going to play like this. They're just going to like, blacklist me, probably block my email. That's fine. I can always make a new one if I have to. But yeah, Monday comes, I've put my complaint in, and Monday comes and suddenly they have an answer. A new person contacts me and tells me that they're going to send me my books out of, a show of good faith, goodwill, something they said, something like that. And, that little bit, I'm still sort of a little pissed off by that verbiage. I don't think that was, I don't think it was meant to be, a negative or like sort of like, fine, whatever, we'll give you whatever you want attitude. But it does come across that way. Like, we're going to give you something out of goodwill. And it's a very short email. Like, it's very much just like, here you go, tell us your email address or your shipping address, and we'll send it out. That's it. Anyways, I tell them where to send it. I've already done this, but I just do it again. I'm not going to start pointing out that the information's in the email chain. Just look. And yeah, that's where we are. I canceled my registered complaint because I'm not going to carry through with it. You've worked it out to my satisfaction as far as I can tell. I haven't heard back from them that they've shipped it, but honestly, I don't think they're going to tell me. I just need to go to the post office tomorrow. It's probably going to be there. It's been a few days. So, and if it's not there tomorrow, it'll probably be there next week. I really just don't think I'm going to get any tracking on this. I think they're just going to mail it. But yeah, I'm not impressed. I've been buying with Games Workshop for over 20 years. This is the first time I've ever had to fight with them over something. And this is probably the only time I've ever had like a legitimately like damaged product. My customer service requests in the past are like, hey, you forgot a sprue. Like, it's just a sprue. And you guys have sent me, like, I'm talking to Games Workshop right now, I guess, but they're never going to listen to this. Who cares? But they've sent me box sets to replace one sprue. And I've seen them do that for other people over the years. This is how they operate. The actual cost of these boxes is very, very low. The sales that they make cover the cost. So it's not a major loss to replace something, because that's worked into the price, I'm sure. Because that's part of their business motto, is that they'll take care of you if it's bad. Except now they're not going to take care of you if you buy from a third party. seller, and third-party sellers make up a massive amount of their sales. That's a huge number of customers who are not going to get supported because they didn't buy directly. And I told them I felt like this was a punishment, that you guys decided that because I didn't buy directly from you and pay the full price, that extra $54, that I don't deserve the same customer service as somebody who did. It's 15% discount. I mean, like, I didn't pay half price or something. And some people might tell me that I'm being entitled and that I don't automatically get a replacement, and that's true. I mean, like, I don't think I came across that way. I didn't ask for a whole new box set. I said that to them. I don't want a brand new box set. I just want my book. You can give me a return label and you can have this one back. I mean, I'm not trying to scam you. You're going to get your book back. I just want one that's not going to fall apart. I mean, assumedly, that's the goal. I mean, with my luck, or, you know, with Games Workshop standards, obviously, I might just get another one with the exact same problem, which I won't bother trying to replace again. I will just take that as can't trust Games Workshop. Don't buy big books. Buy the little cheap digital copy and, you know, save some money. I like the books, but I'm not going to waste money on them either. Yeah, this is a rant gripe video. They're not like my favorite kind of video. I just like to show off what I'm doing. It's way more fun. But customers need to know that you can't just let Games Workshop or any company get away with this shit. I love Games Workshop, even though I don't agree with everything they do, even though I get upset with a lot of their choices, like I keep saying, I still love Games Workshop. Like, their products are, you know, kind of magical still in many ways. And it's one of those things that I do to unwind, to relax. And it was frustrating to have this much stress over something that I bought for a high price as a way to relax. I wasn't okay with that. I'm still not okay with that. The response that I got at the end from the new person, I don't think they meant anything by it, but that whole thing about we're gonna, you know, do this out of goodwill, that does bother me, you know, even that, because that's suggesting that they're doing me a favor when in reality they're replacing their faulty product. Yeah, they're probably not going to ask me to send it back. They never have before. I'm not holding my breath that there's going to be a return label in that box. If there is, they can have their books back. But I really just assume they're going to tell me just to keep it because they don't actually care about getting it back. They saw the pictures. They know it's damaged. They're just going to pay to get it returned, to shred it, or whatever it is they do, give it to an employee. But it's just not really fair to treat us like that. We spend a lot of money if we're buying legitimate product, and they're going out of their way right now chasing down 3D printing file hosting pages and stuff. And I get it, but then when you're doing stuff like this, when you're chasing down the people sharing the books, you do that because you are offering a product and people shouldn't be stealing it. That's fair. But if you're offering a product that is broken and you won't back it up, that's also not fair. And I'm not going to start pirating everything. I really do just want my books on my shelf. I love my books. But I'm going to go buy digital from you instead if I need it. I need the new Imperial book that's coming next month for Horus Heresy. I have Imperial stuff that I want to use as the Imperial army. But I'm not going to buy a big book because now, you know, I until I know that the binding issues are solved. And even then, I don't want to go through this again. This has really turned me off of buying big, expensive stuff from Games Workshop because now I have to buy it directly from them. I don't get that discount, and that discount helps. And yeah. This is the first time I've been legitimately unimpressed with Games Workshop. I've been annoyed, I've been upset with, but this is the first time I've just been disappointed that they're in their customer service and their product. You know, you guys charge a high price and tell me it's a premium product. that you're gonna, like, you know, you stand behind it, but then it's not a premium product, it's falling apart, and you're not standing behind it because you're passing the buck to somebody else, and then that person can't get the information they need to help me, and you just keep telling me to wait and be patient, but you're not acknowledging that the issue here, the breakdown in communication, is on your end. It's your person, whether it's the person who quit and left a mess, or it's the person who's come in and is overwhelmed because you guys are being cheap and not hiring more staff. If this person is doing their job and, you know, and just isn't answering because they're swamped, management should be hiring somebody to help share that load. It's not fair to their staff, not fair to their consumers, and it's not fair to their retail partners, who are, many of them, probably getting yelled at by customers who are way less patient than I am and way less, you know, reasonable. Tons of those people out there. Anyways, this video is way too long. I'm going to stop it. Thank you very much for your time. If you've had any issues with Games Workshop's customer service lately, I'd love to hear about it. I'd love to hear more stories of this. Not because I want to hear shitty stories about Games Workshop, but because I want to know that it wasn't just me and that other people are having these issues. Because then the more we share this, the more we know that, hey, this is a Games Workshop problem. This isn't just this one person wasn't willing to, for whatever reason, help this guy. This is going on to other people. Like, this is something that consumers need to know. So if you have had issues like this, let me know. And if you've bought from third party, asked for replacements and been given a replacement through Games Workshop, I'd also love to hear that, like in the last month or so. Because if they did offer somebody else replacements, even though they bought third party, did I get somebody who's, you know, making up rules? Did I get somebody who is following rules that nobody else is following? Or are there stores that are getting special rules? Like, I don't know what this store would have done to piss off Games Workshop. They buy a lot of product because their stores, they have multiple stores for this little chain. They buy a lot of stuff and stock their shelves. Like, they always have the new product when I order it for pre-order. And they always have plenty. So can't imagine what they would have done to piss off Games Workshop, for Games Workshop to try to, you know, make them look bad. So I really assume this is just a overall problem, but I'd love to hear if it isn't, because that would be interesting. Oh, and in case I didn't say this, I don't remember now. I did cancel the complaint I filed with the Better Business Bureau. Yeah, like, I don't know. I'm a little bit tired right now. This story's taken a while to go through, and I've had a long day working with a bunch of 8-year-olds. So anyways, thank you very much for watching, and I am going to try to get this up tonight, and in the meantime, go to sleep. You guys have a great evening, great day, and I will see you in the next video.